Hello everybody and welcome to another mystery box function challenge. In this purple mystery box there is some math and your challenge is to figure out what that math is. You can pause this video, click the link in the description to get to this page where you can put in as many numbers as you like in the top and see how they're transformed as they come out the bottom, and you can use that information to get some clues about what's inside this mystery box. So give it a try and then come on back, play the rest of the video and see if you get what I get. All right, let's get going. I'm going to put in a 0. Oh, so 0 gives us infinity. So we've maybe seen this before, although I suppose this could be a couple of different things. Let's try a 2, or let's try a 1. And 1 gives us 1. Okay, so when I first saw 0 with infinity, what I was thinking was maybe 1 over x. Because if you put a 0 at the bottom of a fraction, you can't actually do that division. So the answer isn't technically infinity, but that's what the computer says. And if we had a 1, it would be a 1. So far this looks like 1 over x. Let's put a 2 in. Oh, so I was expecting 1/2 there. If this is 1 over x, 1 over 2 would be 1/2, but we got 0.25. Let's put in a 3. And we got, 0.111 repeating. And actually, let's put in a 1/2. Do you remember with 1 over x, you get these arms that kind of approach the x-axis and the y-axis but never touch it, and then the same thing happens reflected over the origin in the third quadrant down here? Let's put in 1/2 to get the upper part of that arm here on the right. Oh, and 1/2 gives us 4. Okay, I think I might see what's happening now. Let's look at some negative values. So we'll go -1. And that gives us 1. Let's go -2. And that gives us that gives us 0.25. Oh, that's funny, because I thought this was going to be down in the third quadrant, because with 1 over x, that's where it goes. But here it's in the second quadrant. We're getting positive values. In fact, we're getting the exact same positive values. That's a strange one. And let's do -3. And we get that same 0.11. And let's put in a -1/2. So it's definitely symmetrical across the y-axis here. And it looks a bit like 1 over x because it's got those asymptotes, but it's all positive. So what would make something all positive? Well, I can think of a couple of things. One would be absolute value, but I don't think this is just absolute value. I think there's something else going on. The other thing that could make anything that you put in positive is squaring it, or taking it to an even power, really. So does x squared have something to do with this? Well, let's think about that. At first I thought it was 1x. Now I think it's maybe x squared. What if this is 1 over x squared? What would happen? If I put in 0, I'd get 1 over 0. That would be, well, according to this computer, infinity. If I put in a 1, 1 squared is 1, I'd get 1. So that checks out. If I put in -1, -1 squared would be +1, so I'd get 1 here, and that follows too. And then this is the one that really made me start to be suspicious about that, because if I put in 2 for x squared, for x, I mean, 2 squared is 4, so that equals 1/4. That is 0.25. And this 0.111 I happen to recognize as 1/9, 1 over 9. If I were to put in, and when we did the fractions, 1/2 ended up being 4. Why is that? Well, if I do 1 over 1/2 squared, well, 1/2 squared, I square the top and the bottom of the fraction, that's 1 over 4. And 1 over 1/4 is 4. I'm not going to do the math to prove that, but basically when you take 1 over something, you could flip that fraction upside down. It would end up being 4 over 1, or 4. So if I put in 1/3, it should come out to be 1/9 on the bottom here, and then 9 here. So I think I'm going to test this with 1/3, and it should give me 9. That's what I think. there's 1/3. Ah, and I get 9. Beautiful. So I think we have it. I think this is actually 1 over x squared. I think that's our function. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Yes, 1 over x squared. And let's graph that. This is an odd one. Yeah, there it is. So you get that same behavior that we had with 1 over x, where it approaches the x-axis and it approaches the y-axis. This time, because it's squared, everything's positive. So you only get things in quadrants 1 and 2 and nothing down below the x-axis. So I think that was a really difficult one. How did that go for you? Let me know. Thanks, everybody.